Okay, and one more thing I've done. Got some relief marks up here where it wraps around the A-pillar. Right here in the corner of the window. This is the other one that I did, by the way. It is already cut and placed in there. It's just sitting in there right now, but I think it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. So I am about to get ready to weld these in, and so that we can make it probably permanent. I don't think it'll ever come out again. Only thing I need to do is put, this is my brake, my assembly, my brake pedal is right here. That goes there. And I test fitted it under there to make sure that things kind of fit. Just kind of place the steering column in here just for now, for clearance, to see about the brake assembly and make sure things would line up, and before I committed to putting the dash in. So I think everything is lining up so far, and we'll go from there. Hello and welcome to Heaven's Mopars. It's my buddy Rusty. He's a very hot dog. It's been in the upper 90s and the hundreds, and he still wants to play. But I told him, no more, buddy. Plus, I have to get to work. I gotta get welding, buddy. Today is July 26th. And I am going to weld, or take my grinder and grind to bare metal again so that I can weld. Whatever I'm trying to say. Just anywhere where my welds will touch the dash or the roll bar.
Today.
Woohoo! That's my brake pedal. I was test fitting it. Might say I just put the brakes on. Okay, what I'm gonna do now is use some weld through primer. This is the Sim zinc weld. And I'm just going to prime the areas that I ground down so that when I weld, it'll still be covered, so it don't rust on me again. Okay, so what I'm going to do is attack this seam right here first. Okay, next I will tack weld this side in, and then after that one's tack welded, I'll come back and then align everything up on this side, get that one put in. If I would have stuck to my original plan, I would have just cut this all the way through, and then I'd only have one seam to weld instead of two, but I didn't know exactly where to cut everything all at once, and I didn't want to take that big of a leap and mess everything up, so this is the way I chose this route. Okay, now that I got that tack welded, I see my hole there. And I took my saw, I just cut right through it. And I just getting ahead of myself. I grabbed this piece from the other side, but you can see how I was cutting down, then I went over to save my hole, but I just got ahead of myself on this one. What I'm gonna do now is throw this bolt in it to help hold it down. It's amazing how once I cut this, how much tension there is on this, because everything's curved and whatever. So hopefully that'll help hold it a little flatter, and that'll give me a little bit truer of a reading on where this one's supposed to go. Okay, what I got going next is I'm gonna take a screwdriver and push on this middle piece of metal about right here, because this one's a little bit lower than that other one, and I need to lift it back up, and then it'll make my weld a little better. I might have to do that back and forth. Over here there's a low spot also, so I just have to finagle everything as I go, work my way all the way to the end. I'm gonna spare you the details on step-by-step welding. I'm gonna do the exact same thing that I did on the other side over there. Got that side all tacked in. It ain't perfect, but for me, it works. I think I did a pretty good job up here. Everything feels pretty good for the most part. And I'll have to smooth it over with a little bit of filler. But other than that, I think I did pretty good. Well, especially considering how there's a roll bar going through my dash now. I mean, I got my welds all, or my gaps, nice and tight. Especially if I put a little more tension on it, they'll be perfect almost. So I'm pretty dang excited about that. And then I got my other piece right here, because I had to cut it for this bar here. The piece that attaches to here, it will actually slide under because it's such a little piece to fit there. And then I'll just weld it here. That'll be what I'll do next. Today is July 27th. It's a Wednesday, and I'm gonna fill in this big hole right here. I got everything test fitted, and then it's right down here actually, some of it. It's funny how it looks like a scrap piece of metal, but it has purpose to go right around there. It's easier to go through the top. Today I'm gonna put that in, make it all permanent. Mark, get set, go! I got this top piece welded on, and so that's all buckled in, and I got this welded up right there, and then I'm working down here, and this isn't fitting like I wanted it to. I've got the gap right there. Now that everything's welded in, it's putting different angles on things. If you push that back in, it closes, but not all the way. I can get it with two hands, I can get it to close a little more, but what's happening is right down here I got my fold. I didn't have the angle right here, and it was hitting against the roll bar, which wouldn't allow it to close in more. So I just took a pair of tin snips and I just cut right there to relieve some of that pressure. Okay, I thought before I weld this in, it's spring loaded. I got it to close up, but I have a bar clamp on here right now that is clamped to the back of the dash and to the roll bar, just squeezing it. It'll hold this one still so that I can put tension on that one and then tack weld it at the same time. And before I weld things in and make it permanent, I thought I should test fit my ashtray to see if it works, or if it fits in there before I weld everything in. Then I can't get my ashtray in. I just want to put it in there just for the door, just to close it up. Same with the glove box. I'll put that back in just to close it up. I may have to, I think it may fit, but up here it won't open. I might have to put a custom cut in it just so I can open it for whatever reason. Have access in there because my brakes and stuff will be back there. So anyway, I'm about to primer my ashtray. I just pulled it out of the molasses and dried it off. So that's what I'm about to do now. The top part and the bottom part that it hinges on, I put the top part in, that didn't fit. It wouldn't go in. I was like, great. I thought, well, what if I took it out, put them together, and slid the unit in as a whole? And if you come in from behind, that's the only way to do it. Sorry about my recording. And of course now I need two hands, but it will fit that way. And it'll slide right in, so that's the only way to get it to go in. Then you can kind of open it to get some screws in the top, and you can get the ones from behind. So it's just there for looks. Right, Rusty? But before we paint, I want to put some body filler on my dash. But it's been all week long up to 104, so I'm trying to beat the heat. Some days goes a little better than that. I'm like, it's not doing nothing. Sandpaper on here. Good Lord. It's gonna be a long day. What do you think, Rusty? Do you think that'll help? My blocks up. These things, the corners and the edges are getting all beat up on them. I don't know how many times they've fallen off of here. It's May 31st. Okay, this is what we have. We have one board dog. And we have this. I think I got a high spot right here. Probably need to knock that down just a hair. I got kind of a lip right here. I'd kind of like to probably add more to that. Probably just bring it to this end all the way over here. And then with my welding here around the roll bar, what I'm thinking I might do is take just a little bit of filler and taking my finger and just kind of smoothing that out right there. And then float this out and maybe do the same thing around here. And then do the same to the other side. Okay guys, what I basically did was did the body work after I welded it. And then I'm pretty much done. I thought I'd just show you. And then, so that's what it looks like finished in there. I'm pretty happy with it. And here's the other side. Of course, what you're seeing is paint, but here we go. Ta-da. What do you think, Roscoe?
That was easy.